that's not where I'm at right now. There are a couple other things I've got to take care of.
Donovan, you know Andy Reid very well, your coach for quite a long time. Should the Chiefs change quarterbacks?
No, I don't believe so. And when I watch the Kansas City Chiefs, it's not all on Alex Smith. I know it's easy for everyone in the world to point the finger at the quarterback position and want him to be benched, especially when you have a young quarterback who no one knows anything about, but they just know he has a big arm. Listen, in years to come, this young man will make a name for himself, but this isn't the time. Alex Smith is doing his job. We know him as a game manager. He's not going to surprise you in any way like we've seen in the first 5 games of the season, because that just wasn't the Alex Smith that we've seen throughout his career. Let's move to the offensive line. Their offensive line play has been putrid at best. I mean, you have injuries up front, then you also have miscues. Alex Smith is back there running around with his head cut off and trying to make plays in the passing game. They're not running the football effectively. Hunt's not averaging 4 or 5 yards like we've seen in the early part of the season. And then defensively, they're on the field a lot longer now because they can't sustain drives on offense. When I look at this football team, it reminds me so much of the Philadelphia Eagles team after going to so many championships, where it seems that you draft a young quarterback, you have an older, aging quarterback who everyone thinks is maybe it's time to kind of exchange and let's see for the future. But I look at this football team and they're in the hunt. There's no reason to make a change for a younger quarterback, because we've seen what happens when you make a change for a young quarterback who you think will give you the best chance of winning in Buffalo. It may not go as well. And when you make that change for Patrick Mahomes, you have to stay with him. There's no taking him back out and then putting him back in, because he is the future. So for me right now, the Kansas City Chiefs need to focus on shoring up that offensive line, defensively getting more pressure on opposing quarterbacks as they let Tyrod Taylor move around a little bit too much in that particular game, and allowing their quarterback and Alex Smith to get into that rhythm.
Oh, will you stop it? You know, I can't believe
don't try to come with that. First of all, Max, are you ready? Go ahead, Max. We don't need to hear from you, Stephen A.
Don't you interrupt me right now. You know what?
Button up your jacket when you're sitting there. Don't look too casual.
Excuse me. Listen, I can stick out my chest. I damn sure ain't gonna be able to do it as big as you. Okay, so get over that. But let me get back to you, Donovan. You know, Max Kellerman, Molly. You know, where did I write for 17 years? Philadelphia Inquirer, you know.
We're not going to question your writing either in Philly.
Excuse me, you know you love my writing. I was the man. We know what time it was. But that's beside the point. Here's my question, man. You know, it's 1999. It was some dude that came out of Syracuse, you know, and midway, about 6 games in or whatever it was, they decided, you know, we got to go with this dude right here, okay? And then the career of Donovan McNabb took off. You're talking about we can't do something like that. Buffalo just did it. They took Tyrod Taylor out. Peterman was garbage. They put him back in. Buffalo won. Why can't that be the case here with Kansas City?
Let me interrupt you just for a little second. We weren't in the hunt.
Go ahead.
We weren't in the hunt in '99. Kansas City is still in the hunt. Well, we just talked about the Pittsburgh Steelers being the second part of the AFC. Listen, there's nobody else behind them, so they're still in the hunt.
Hold on. I was getting to that. Don't interrupt me again.
Hey, you better get your attitude in check on this Monday. I'll come to Philadelphia.
Don't mess with me right now, okay?
I'll come to Philadelphia.
Pennsylvania. Get it right.
Kansas City, Max, I'm going to go to you here. Kansas City started out 5-0. They've lost 5 of their last 6. I got a couple of boys in Kansas City. I know Eric Berry. Their defense ain't the same. Eric Berry's out. They can't get to the quarterback. I get all of that, and they got other problems other than Alex Smith. But I said it before, and I'm going to say it again. He's pedestrian. He all right, but he's nothing to write home about. If you can't take a chance.
Career, and I always felt he was kind of underrated. You know, he can move, he's smart, he doesn't turn the ball over, he's a quote-unquote game manager, which shouldn't be a dirty word, but unlike a guy like, say, Chad Pennington, right? I talked to Coach Herm Edwards about this from time to time. Pennington just didn't have the arm strength, besides being injury-prone. Alex Smith can make the throws. It's his temperament that holds him back sometimes. He checks down to a fault. He sometimes needs to be more of a quote-unquote gunslinger, right? Take a chance. You may lose, but you also may. And early in the season, the most encouraging thing, I said, oh, wow, look at this. Alex Smith has turned a corner. He's airing it out. This is going to be the third act of his career where he shows he can be a Super Bowl quarterback, right? And that's really what I'm rooting for. So as much as I preach patience and I'm so interested in this story, the fact is, Donovan, the fact that they're in the hunt to me says you got to make the change because the future is now. And Alex Smith has reverted back to form. It's just his temperament. He doesn't want to take shots down the field. It's not who he is.
Max, you're saying temperament. You sound too nice. You sound too nice. I mean, damn. Remember when I call you the sports version of Gandhi? You sound too nice. He doesn't get it done. Listen, the man is completing. The man is completing 68% of the pass. I get it, Donovan. Donovan, 19 touchdowns in 11 games. I need more. I need more.
Okay, look, not everybody's coming out like Carson Wentz or Jared Goff at this particular point, or even be it Tom Brady at 40 years old. We know what Alex Smith is, but it's just not at Alex Smith when you look at the Kansas City Chiefs. They're having issues at the offensive line. They're not running the football effectively. And when you have a quarterback who's not able to throw the football downfield effectively because of arm strength, and the trust of Andy Reid and Alex Smith isn't there, Alex Smith does not have the arm strength.
The reason I keep saying temperament is I don't think it's arm strength. I think he can make the throws.
No,
I don't think it's in him. And Donovan, the Barbarians are at the gate right now. Here come the Chargers. The Barbarians are at the gate. Here come there are other teams in the NFC making a move. You got to bring up the cavalry, man. You got to bring in the reinforcements. That's Mahomes.
Well, I don't know about the Barbarians and all, but I'm just
Neither do I.
At least one more.
Donovan McNabb doesn't know about Barbarians. Look at that beard.
Well, I mean, hey, we'll call me Conan then. I don't know, James Earl Jones and Conan. But I will say this. For Alex Smith, at least allow him one more game to see how he plays. Now, at that particular point, if they lose 6 in a row, then you have to make the change. But you don't make the change right now.
One more. And then after that, you'll be saying one more after that. Everybody always makes
one game off.
Everybody always
you
makes
get
excuses.
yourself together on this Monday. You hear me?
For Alex. Listen. Alex is starting to get on my nerves. I'm starting to detest the fact that he has my last name. It's really getting on my nerves. I mean, take a chance.
That might be why he's playing so bad.
Last name.
Yeah.
That wasn't even the biggest news from college football over the weekend. Paul Feinbaum is on the way to